Just because somebody is wet does not mean they're ready. Wetness shows that you're aroused, you're turned on, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your vagina is ready for a penis or vibrator to enter it. Welcome to Sip with Summers, the podcast where we explore sex, intimacy, and pleasure. I'm your host, Jennifer Summers, a pleasure and intimacy queen, and a soon-to-be certified sex coach and clinical sexologist. Hey everyone, welcome back and happy World Sexual Health Day. September 4th is the day that we celebrate sexual health, but really it's the entire month of September. So today we're going to mix some facts, some fun, and a little bit of myth busting. There is so much misinformation out there, so I'm going to help you clear it up with some good old-fashioned myth busting. Stick around as I debunk common myths and lay down the facts about sexual health. All right, let's get started. Myth number 1. Myth: you cannot get pregnant during your period. The fact is, while it's less likely, it is still possible to get pregnant during your period. Sperm can live inside the body for up to 5 days. So if you have a short cycle and you ovulate soon after your period, there is a chance of pregnancy. Always use protection if you're not planning on starting a family. Myth: you don't need to get tested for STIs if you're in a monogamous relationship. The fact is, even in monogamous relationships, it's still a good idea to get tested. Some STIs may be asymptomatic, which means you might not even know you have one. And regular testing helps ensure both partners' health and peace of mind. Myth: only people with multiple sexual partners need to use condoms. The fact is, condoms are important for anyone who is sexually active, regardless of the number of partners. They help prevent STIs and unwanted pregnancies. And remember, they're not just for vaginal sex. Condoms should also be used for oral sex and anal sex to reduce the risk of STIs. Myth: emergency contraception or the morning after pill causes an abortion. The fact is, emergency contraception prevents pregnancy by delaying or stopping ovulation. It doesn't work if you're already pregnant, and it does not cause an abortion. It is a safe and effective option if contraception fails or is not used. Myth: sexual health is just about avoiding STIs and unplanned pregnancies. The fact is, sexual health encompasses so much more. It includes understanding your body, consent, healthy relationships, sexual orientation, and gender identity. It's also about experiencing pleasure and having the knowledge to make informed decisions. Sexual health is an important part of overall well-being. Myth: if a woman is wet, that means that she is ready to have sex. Fact: just because somebody is wet does not mean they're ready. Wetness shows that you're aroused, you're turned on, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your vagina is ready for a penis or vibrator to enter it. The truth is, 87% of women need to have a clitoris orgasm before they are able to orgasm from any type of penetration. And the best way to make that happen is to have a clitoris orgasm in foreplay. 80% of women need 12 to 20 minutes of foreplay before they're ready for sex. So if you're finding that you are getting wet, but you're not experiencing orgasm from penetration, you probably need some more foreplay. Some foreplay suggestions that you can add to your repertoire include sensual massage, fingering, oral sex, and toy play. If you're struggling in the arousal department, I have several arousal creams at my store that you can use for clitoral arousal. You're going to apply a pea-sized amount to the clitoris, massage it in for about 30 seconds. And what that does is it creates more oxygen and more blood flow to the clitoris, which gets you more aroused, more excited. It makes it easier to experience an orgasm. For my partnered clients, my best recommendation is the O Enhancement Cream in Vanilla Frosting. It's a creamy formulation that you're going to massage onto the clitoris or the head and the shaft of the penis. It creates more oxygen and blood flow to those areas while providing a cooling and tingling, pleasurable effect. And it's lickable. It makes you taste like vanilla frosting. So your partner can provide you oral favors. It's going to taste good for them, and it's going to feel really good for you. Now, for my ladies who are single and fabulous, I recommend the Excitement. Excitement is a warming, tingly gel. It feels like a warm mouth hug, like someone is giving you oral favors. And it has niacin and clove leaf oil that creates that nice warming sensation, and just a little touch of peppermint oil to give you a nice warming tingle. Myth. My partner and I have been together for 17 years, and they really should know at this point what I like. The fact is, communication is key. So talking openly about your likes, your dislikes, and your boundaries, because open communication helps to build trust, and it helps both partners understand each other's desires. And those desires can change over 17 years. If you're exploring new experiences, having a safe word ensures that both partners can pause or stop if they need to. Myth: if you have a partner, you don't need to or should not masturbate. The fact is, self-exploration is the best way to understand what feels good for you. Solo play is the foundation for all partnered play. Knowing your own body makes it easier for you to guide your partner during intimacy. I did this really great exercise for my Sex Coach U studies, and that was the mirror exercise where you gaze at your vulva. If you want to try it out, make sure you have about 30 to 60 minutes of uninterrupted time. Lock the door if you need to. Put on your favorite piece of lingerie, light some candles, and lay back on your bed with a hand mirror and begin to explore yourself. Use a little bit of lubricant if necessary, but start with the outer vulva. Look at your lips, look at your pubic mound. Separate your labia and look at those inner lips. Explore your clitoris and the clitoral hood. Look at your urethra. When you feel comfortable, go down to the vaginal opening and explore that. The vaginal opening is really where all the nerve endings lie, besides the clitoris, of course. The last 2/3 of the vagina have no nerve endings, so pretty much everything you see is where you're going to get pleasure. Taste yourself, smell yourself, do some self-pleasure if you're feeling up to it. But explore your body and get comfortable with what you see. It's going to make you feel more comfortable and aware of what you enjoy. Myth: we are too old to try all this new stuff. The fact is, experimenting with different sensations is one of the best ways to bring you and your partner closer together and discover things that you may not know bring you immense pleasure. Some suggestions include temperature play, where you can incorporate ice cubes or warm oils for new and exciting sensations. Varying pressure and speed, so changing up the intensity of your touch from a gentle caress to more firm pressure, depending on what feels best. Also, my favorite, incorporating toys. There's a wide range of sex toys designed to enhance pleasure for all genders. And experimenting with toys can add a new dimension to your sexual experiences. We even have couples toys that are specifically designed to be used together, which really increase intimacy and shared pleasure. If you need some specific suggestions, shoot me an email. All my contact info is in the show notes. But you can also go visit my website and see the plethora of options available and get free shipping on orders over $99. Myth: sex is all about the penis and the vagina. The fact is, focus on the whole body. Don't just limit your touch simply to the genitals. The whole body can be a source of pleasure. Paying attention to the neck, the ears, the inner thigh, other sensitive areas, while keeping in mind that your largest sex organ is your skin because it covers your whole body. Also, a sensual massage can relax and set the mood, making touch even more pleasurable. Myth: the only way for a woman to successfully orgasm is by holding her breath. The fact is, syncing your breathing can actually help create a deeper connection with your partner, and it helps in regulating the body's rhythm and can intensify your orgasms. So look into each other's eyes and practice breathing together. Maybe even experiment with different rhythms to keep things exciting and help you discover new sources of pleasure. Myth: how wet I get during sexual acts is solely dependent on my partner, and if I'm not wet enough, I'm not that into my partner. The fact is, a woman's lubrication can be affected by a myriad of issues. If you're stressed out, dehydrated, menstruating, if you've had kids, had a hysterectomy, if you're on medication, all of these things can affect how you lubricate. Women lubricate when they are aroused, but it does not continue through the entire session of sex. And add to that, if your partner has a penis, penises are porous. What that means is that porous penis will slowly absorb your own natural lubrication, creating vaginal dryness. And if you've ever had sex and afterwards you feel any pain, aching, or uncomfortable sensations, that could be because a lack of lubrication. Now, I don't want to scare anybody here, but you can get micro tears in the vagina when you don't use lubricant if it's not wet enough. I truly cannot recommend lubrication enough. It enhances comfort and pleasure. And whether you're having intercourse, using toys, or even during foreplay, lube creates friction and it can make everything feel smoother and more enjoyable. Needing a lubricant does not mean there's anything wrong with your relationship. It's kind of like a slip and slide. Like, who's going down a slip and slide dry, right? Who's driving around with no oil in the car? Like, you got to use some lubricant, y'all. There is no shame in that. I have a ton of lubricants at my store. And if you need specific suggestions, please reach out. That's what I'm here for. Before we get into our final segment, I did want to take a moment and share all of the different offerings I provide my clients because we have so many new podcaster listeners here. So first of all, I am a distributor with Pure Romance. I've been with them for over 18 years. We do sex ed meet stand-up parties. So I go into women's homes. I bring a range of products from mild to wild. I talk about everything from sexual response cycle to self-care to improving body image and different ways to spice things up in the bedroom, whether you have a partner or partners or you are single and fabulous. I do provide one-on-one consultations for people who may not be interested or have space to have a party. And I do this online as well as in person. I'm also in school studying clinical sexology with a focus on coaching, and I will graduate in February as a certified sex coach and clinical sexologist. At that time, I will be able to start taking clients to help them with their mind, energy, emotions, body image, behaviors, and spirituality. What I'm most excited for is helping people break through blockages from shame and stigma or body image issues to help them have the happiest and most pleasurable sexual life. Before we wrap things up today, I thought it would be fun to do a quick fire myth and facts round. I want to test your knowledge. So I'll state a myth and you see if you can guess the fact before I reveal it. All right, ready? Here we go. Myth: douching after sex can prevent STIs and pregnancy. The fact is, douching does not prevent STIs or pregnancy, and it can actually push bacteria further into the reproductive tract, which increases the risk of infection. Myth: if you're not experiencing symptoms, you don't have an STI. Fact: many STIs can be asymptomatic. Regular testing is key. Myth: you cannot get an STI from oral sex. Fact: STIs can be transmitted through oral sex. Condoms and dental dams can help reduce the risk. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Sip with Summers. Remember, when it comes to sexual health, knowledge is power. So don't be afraid to ask questions, get tested regularly, and take control of your health. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe and share it with someone who could benefit from a little myth busting. Also, while you're there, rate and review. It really helps us grow our reach and educate more people. I'm Jennifer Summers, and until next time, sip on life's pleasures, stay informed, and stay healthy.